Well, here we are, week 9 of the 9-week class that is JavaScript, and at the end. So I don't know about you. I don't know how you feel about this class. The chances are, if you've made it this far, you're probably grateful that it's almost done. And if you haven't made it this far, well, you're not seeing this message. And as an instructor, as a faculty member at this campus, I can tell you there's been rewards, I feel, because for some students, this format of 9 weeks has worked okay. They've been able to navigate the process, been able to step up to the work level. And I don't mean that in that somebody else couldn't, but sometimes our lives just don't allow us to. And I get that. So, one of the things I would love if you would be willing to do it is in this reply, because one of the things that I am going to do is take feedback to the campus to say to them, here's what I asked students the last week of this semester of this 9-week short-term course is like, what would you want our campus to know about your experience? And it's okay, whatever it is. I will take the feedback to them. If it's that, Rio just tried to cram too much into this time, that's okay. If it was that my life didn't allow me to do it, that's okay. If you want to message me directly without putting it in the reply, that's okay. But more than anything, I will tell you that student experience is important to me. I hope you've had a good experience in this class. And I know, because I've talked to some of you, I will see you in the 18-week class next semester. Okay. I totally understand why. I know programming is not necessarily easy. And I see sometimes the students who thrive in this environment come from CSI, from computer science, which makes sense because you have been steeped in the idea of logic, writing code to accomplish a specific task. And that's why sometimes I reflect and I think, am I asking too much of the students in a class like this? I don't know. I know that even in the 18-week semester, I lose quite a few students. I also know that programming in general loses. The typical I've heard, and I can't validate this beyond my classes, but to have a 50% retention rate at the end is fairly common. So it's the subject, but also as a faculty, I always want to reflect that can I do it better? Of course, next semester I'm going to take, because I genned all new content this semester, but I'm just going to take and spread that out for the 18-week semester. But basically, the same course. Matter of fact, I think I said this last year, but this I think may be true. But I'd always so appreciate your feedback about this. So I think this is going to be the last year I use um, Andrew Mead's course. I'm actually thinking of anyway, I'd love your feedback on that. It's really to me such a good course, but I also feel maybe it could be a little more concise. But I feel like that's I mean, like if I had to go through and take out content, I don't know where I'd take it out, right? Maybe instead of covering the older like async, right? So maybe not cover the XHTML HTTP request the old way of doing it. I definitely would cover promises and async await. Totally makes sense. But and that kind of leads into something I've been thinking about. So maybe I develop my own. I actually have been thinking about that as well. I don't know. I think it's I don't know. I don't know. So next semester for sure I have that planned as of right now, which is same course setup, same process, same course materials, just taught in a longer format. But I always appreciate feedback because it helps me. All right, so that's my spiel. But just to give you the, just to make sure. And actually, one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of myself here. There you go. So, first thing I'm going to do is out here, and I'll put this in here as well. But for those of you that are on Discord for this class, you'll know that when you see this, that I'm doing this in real time. Okay. And I'll come back and put some content on it, but I also will put it in the discussion for this, right? So if I scroll down, right, I'll go ahead and release week 9, continue. This is the attendance. And of course, the only thing listed here is the Dev 2. And I've talked about that last time. So if there's questions in your mind, I suspect I will either hear from you soon or hear from you by next. Well, actually, let's look, right? It's on the 6th. I always like looking at the calendar. I think that's important. I think right now, because I'm actually doing a lot of work in my Python class that's coming up. I know a couple of you are in that class. So here we are, really in October. Okay. So I'm releasing this a little bit later than I normally do, but giving you the ability to, like I said, I've already gone over Dev 2. Your attendance here, as of right now, you have one more code up and learn together. And so the other thing I just want to clarify, or maybe just bring back around because I think I've clarified it, but just to remind you that next Wednesday at midnight, of course, you have to submit your code for Dev 2, right? And on the schedule, as I've shown, I have signups available before and after. Of course, these could be assistance or review. These will only be review, so it's definitely less. And you can see there's less time slots because there's less students. So the sooner you pick your slot, the better. Okay. So, and coming back here, that this is also the last time you can submit late work. So if you have work you're trying to submit or make up work or whatever, right? This is also your last opportunity to do that. So the work has to be turned in here. I do have a couple of sessions available, as you saw on the code review sheet here, and then I will wake up Friday morning the 8th, and I will input grades into WebAdvisor. Okay, and then Python starts on Monday. Now, if you happen to be interested in another 9-week jaunt, please consider joining Python. It's going to be different. If you want to know more about that, you could actually, if you happen to be on my YouTube channel, you can see the intro and I go over some concepts. Actually, if you go to youtube.com/Rio Waller, there. I should actually create a playlist, but since I did it a couple of weeks ago, actually working, you can kind of see 93 attendance because I actually think I recorded it some time back. I'm looking. So I think what I'll do is actually set this up and put it in the link. So in case you want to check it out, you'd be totally welcome to do that. If you have any questions about Python, it's the same basic format, but I'm using a different. God, I'm looking. I should stop. Okay, I'll just link it in the attendance post here that I have for week 9, if in case you're interested in the Python class. But that starts Monday. So just from a calendar perspective, that's where we're at. And I suspect I'm going to see at least a good handful of you here next week, one way or the other. Same idea, bring in working code. You and I will have a discussion about it. I think that's been made pretty clear. What else? Is there anything else I would want to say at this point? I've covered that. Oh yeah, there actually is one other thing I just want to be clear about, because at this point in the semester, after this class is over, once I get Python pretty much going, which I'm getting close at this point, I will remove all of you from the 93 GitHub organization. I will clear that out. So just know you have that local, which is fine. If you have a desire, and I think I can do this, so if you want to try this out, reach out to me. But I think I can convert your work that actually sets on your own repos I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done it before, but I've seen the option. But in general, what I do a couple weeks after the end of the semester is I clean up the GitHub. I also take you out of the Discord channel. But here's the deal, and this is, I'm glad I remember this, is that you are still on the Discord for my classes. And I encourage you to participate. I have a channel called JavaScript, one for Python, one for just Fresno City announcements, right? So, one for just general. So, please, if you feel so inclined, stay active or get active, maybe is what I would say, because it's been one of my concerns this semester. And I know I had some great replies to this. I've already talked about it, is the lack of activity on Discord. Anyway, so just know that that's the way, because I will, as I move into this 9 weeks with Python and teaching one other class, I will be readying my fall, spring 2022. One thing I will leave you with as well is that there was a concern about the machine learning class for next semester, but I think it got worked out. As of just like an hour or two ago, there was actually it was going to be on campus, and I was like, "Now this needs to be online," so I prefer it online. Some of you might go, "I prefer it on campus," but honestly, getting on campus classes to make has been harder, especially in the technical areas. So keep tuned. I will post that as soon as the schedule becomes live, which should be pretty soon, because I know a couple of you have expressed interest. Okay, so this is honestly my parting comment. I just want to thank you. I know that this class has again been whatever experience has been for you, but it has been totally enjoyable for me. Yes, it's been work. I've enjoyed the work and I've enjoyed meeting all of you. I've so enjoyed talking to you about your code, about code in general. So, thank you for taking this course. Thank you for participating. There's definitely been some student to student help that's happened around the discussion boards and some through the Discord. So, thank you for being a part of the community. Please stay around in the community and help us grow it even larger. All right. Thank you so much. Peace out.